You bet on me to die. Motherfucker. Some friend you are. Well, joke's on you. I'm gonna live to 102, then die, like the city of Detroit.
I'm sorry. I wanted to win money.
And cut.
Deadpool is all about this character, Weasel. He's got glasses, but he's still really handsome, and you can tell he's sort of a pussy magnet, but more for cats. He's just a really caring, sweet guy. And Deadpool goes through some sort of something where he goes from Wade Wilson into this person that can't die. And this really affects Weasel. When we watch Weasel go through that roller coaster of emotions, what does this mean to him?
What the shit? Hear the music. Deadpool is a guy that sort of walks that tightrope between good and bad.
Some kinds of anger can't be managed.
His morality is very gray. He usually ends up on the side of the good guys, but not always.
You're my hero.
No. That I ain't.
He's unlike any other character that you're going to see in the X-Men universe, or frankly, any comic book universe.
Deadpool is tonally, the vibe, just a completely different kind of movie.
He's a gift to every writer who writes him because his voice is unique and very, very entertaining.
Come on. You gonna leave me all alone here with less angry Rosie O'Donnell?
So off-center and offensive to pretty much everybody across the board.
I've never said this, but don't swallow.
So refreshing and fun to do.
Every time that I've read the script, I laugh. And I've read the jokes like 5 times, and it's still funny.
Here we are, and we're making the movie, but we're also making the movie the right way, and that's kind of half the battle.
The fans kind of own the spirit of Deadpool. They have co-opted him, and they hold him tight.
To see him getting done right on the big screen is very exciting.
Oh, sounds like your last Saturday night.
This is true to the comics. He's wearing the costume. He's behaving in a way that is in line with Deadpool in the comics across the board.
3, 2, stupid!
Worth it. We occupy a space that no other comic book movie has or can. I'm shocked that it took this long to get here, but I'm thankful for it.
Deadpool is one of those films that transcends any medium. It's not even really a film. It's just the greatest story ever told with guns. That sounds like a fucking franchise.
Okay, here we go.
B-Mark.
Back in 1991, the comic book landscape, I must say it, was dominated by Marvel. And they were looking around for new characters to use. And along came Deadpool.
Time to make the chimmy fucking chongas.
Rob Liefeld's first issue of the New Mutants, he dropped down 3 characters into the book. One of them was a red and black clad mercenary who had a bunch of swords and a bunch of guns and a bunch of pouches, and he was going to be fighting Cable, who was another big burly character who had a lot of guns and a lot of pouches.
Deadpool was a mercenary with ties to the same program that created Wolverine. Wolverine had been referred to as Weapon X. So I called Marvel and I said, that's Roman numeral X, so that means 10, right? Has there been a Weapon 9? Have we seen the guy before? And they said no.
Deadpool was always different than all the other X-Men, and different than really any other comic book, partly because he breaks the fourth wall, partly because the tone is so satirical.
This shit's gonna have nuts in it.
Rob wanted a challenge to Cable that was going to be different than the things Cable normally fights, which was other big burly men. Deadpool was going to be a lot faster, a lot more acrobatic. And as far as his dialogue and how he would talk, Rob just said, whatever you want to do.
There was a movie called Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And in my mind, Wolverine was Schwarzenegger and Deadpool was the Danny DeVito character. And so in the comic book origin, they let me run with that.
Rob's original description notes is he wanted a mercenary by way of Spider-Man. So I thought to myself, all right, Spider-Man with the quips and the sarcastic attitude and all that, just make it a little darker. So I started to make him a wise ass. I made him sarcastic.
You big chrome cock gobbler.
That's not nice.
You really gonna fuck this up for me?
He could just as easily have been a throwaway character, but we started to get letters in. For the kids at home, a letter is something you write and put in an envelope and put a stamp on it and mail it. Normally for New Mutants, we'd get about this many letters. For New Mutants 98, which was Deadpool's first issue, we got like this many letters. Over 75% of them, somewhere in the letter said, that guy was funny, bring him back.
When I started writing Deadpool, we wanted to make sure that we put a lot of layers into him and that he would evolve over the course of time. I really saw Deadpool as a nihilist on the surface. He acted like he didn't care, and he wanted to make sure that you knew he didn't care.
Pretending you're not here, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Can we trade names?
So a lot of the humor came out of that.
So grabbing her and then maybe like putting my hand down like that. Yeah, like you're trying to stop.
For me, the Deadpool journey started in, I think it was about 2004, was when I first kind of heard about it. I was doing a movie for New Line Cinema at the time, and they brought it up to me, introduced me to the comics, sent a bunch of them over to me, and I read them, and I just kind of fell in love with that whole world.
X-Men Origins Wolverine came out, where Ryan first portrayed Deadpool.
The version of Deadpool in the Wolverine movie is very different than the Deadpool of the comics.
The Wade Wilson part was interesting, and that was not too far off canon, but Deadpool himself was not. I wouldn't even consider that a portrayal of the character. That was something else that happened to a guy named Wade Wilson.
Right after Wolverine Origins, Ryan Reynolds used his leverage to get Deadpool optioned as its own film.
Whose balls did I have to fondle to get my very own movie?
When we had this opportunity to go back and make a Deadpool movie, the most important intention of the film was to go back to the tone, the essence of the comics, and to make him the merc with a mouth.
Yeah, let's get it on.
People fall in love with characters for a reason, and a lot of times when they make movies, the filmmakers change quintessential elements of the character. I don't want to do that.
One of the things we come back to as comic book fans and readers is character and tone, because story changes from issue to issue, but character and tone remain pretty consistent.